God.
There we go. Somehow I messed up the Hey, all right. So that's a little bit better, I think. So we've connected to our server and we've hooked into our content management system to download all of our RSS feeds for our daily announcements. You probably submit daily announcements maybe through email or however that goes. And we have a mobile optimized web page which we pull in every time we select the announcement if that loads up. Yep. And we can see details about each one of these RSS items. Got a little branded footer there. And so today the philosophy department Publik series started. We can go back. It's in the mobile server. The next few delivered apps, the Grays app, which is the next icon over, and like Brett mentioned, it is locked. So instead of actually using, I'm just going to move this for a second. It's okay, it's not my information. Stealing a coworker's. Because he's been taking classes right now. So this is the Grays application. So I've logged in, it's authenticated. Right now we're doing the banner authentication. And we can see that Joe, he's doing okay, but he's really not doing too well in business. I mean, that A-, he's really, I don't know, he's not a great student. But this pulled the current grades from the fall term. This lets you know the credit hours, you have the grade, the instructor. Let's go back home here. And the last one, which is actually current information, is going to load up, is our schedule. So today, Joe does not have class. Unfortunately, tomorrow he will be missing class. Tuesday, and you can see it pulls up the schedule. And obviously, if you have more than one course, it would display them all. And the financial management, and Wednesday, he's got nothing. And let's go back home. This next application, a few of these actually are it's a delivered product. It's a WebFrame that SunGard set up, which pretty much just reaches out to one of our web servers just to download a web page that we've mobily optimized. So with about 5 lines of configuration, you can just create an icon, 5 lines of configuration and an icon. You can link to an application on one of your servers, which has been proven pretty useful for us. Because then we have control over it too as well whenever we want to update it. And we really try to think about what would a student use on campus, while they're walking around, they're going from class to class, what they really use. And one of those things was find a lab, which actually is pretty hard on our campus. We have quite a few labs, but still, even then, it's pretty hard to find a lab. And right now, probably everybody's out. So you can see it's got all the locations of every one of our computer labs, how many of them are currently in use, how many are available, and the total numbers we have. And that's all real time. It's a few second delay. Let's go back home. We do have the next one that is another WebFrame, and this is managed by our library. That's managed by our library. This is a mobile library webpage. We just hooked right in there. And they have their own, I forget what exactly they've used, but they have their own system here that they developed for searching through their books. Their Voyager catalog, so they manage this. So we can actually search for any number one of these books. Go through. And this will now give us all of our books I searched for science. So there's probably quite a few, but this kind of lists all of them, and you can click on it and get some more information, and it even tells you exactly where the books are located. Internet, so this is an internet resource, so that's a bad example, but it'll show you where they're located. So let's get out of here. And this is the next application, is our news application. I pretty much took the daily feed application SunGard delivered, modified it a little bit, made my own enhancement to it, because we wanted a little bit more of a rich news feed, so we've just got pretty much pictures and little descriptions next to it. This is our legacy Gala Awards, so we're going to load this up. And again, this is getting all the information and displaying it right on this little page inside my application. Let's go back to nothing new. So now we're back here, and next application is our admissions application. And here we did two things. Assuming this is for a prospective student, once they had logged in, I mean, I've already logged in, but if I wasn't, this would ask me to log in again, and I can go see my checklist, and I don't even know how Joe got accepted because he's missing a bank statement, financial aid data, transcripts aren't even in there. I think actually we made up that data. So if you were a prospective student, you'd be able to log in here and see what you were missing. Is missing all this kind of stuff. Future enhancements, of course, maybe something you could click on it and display, here's how you finish this information. And contact the admissions office. And the next piece, which really I just kind of made up when I was developing this to see what I could do with geolocation and some other services. So, so here, the first thing you're getting prompted for is your zip code. Mine's 07080. So if I type in my zip code, this is actually going to hit our servers, figure out where I am, hit Banner, and pull my admissions counselor information directly from Banner based on where I was located. And it actually calculates how far I am. So right now it knows that I'm from South Plainfield, New Jersey. That's way over 20 miles from our school. So it displays some information to say, hey, you know, you're pretty far. You might want to look at some housing options. And here's a picture of our newest dorms, if you can see it, and just a little blurb about them. And then if we go back again, let's go back, and we'll just see it's the same page, but it's got just a little different image here. If I'm from the actual town around the school, it knows that I'm pretty close, and that I have a different admissions counselor. This was Christina, and it has a little commuter services, a little picture of a bus. And of course, we reverse that with some more data before we launch. Next we have Ask WP. Click on that, and this is actually a third-party system that we have. It's by IntelliResponse. It's our knowledge pretty much database. We have hundreds and thousands of questions that we have in here that students can ask. And this is just their mobile version. Again, it's just a WebFrame that links out there. You can type in any question you want, and it's actually reduced phone calls by somebody out there would know the amount, but we've reduced a lot of time by having this application on our website. So let me just click how do I apply for financial aid, and it'll just go and it'll answer the question for a knowledge base. Thanks. Here's how you apply for financial aid, and some little more options that they can fill out. I'm actually going to jump ahead. This is our application I probably have to start developing as soon as we get back. I just threw a placeholder in here for now. This is actually just an image of our campus map. We're trying to get somebody to work on a relief image that we can tie over a Google map to really get the latitude and location down. But this is just one of our campus maps that they can zoom in, they can zoom out, they can look at it real quick and find a building if they need to. Again, this is just an image, it's not really hooked into anything else as of yet. We still have to develop that out. And our final application, again, thinking about what students might use while they're on campus, we have a campus shuttle application. This is actually still in development and a pilot program we're running right now. What we've actually done is, and unfortunately I think I just tested this, and I think that the driver is either asleep or he parked the shuttle someplace because there he is. He hasn't moved for a couple hours. You'll see it though. I mean, I don't know if you can see, it'll flash, the little icon, I know you just saw it, it's pretty hard to see, but every about 10 seconds there, just did it again. After every few seconds it flashes and it re-updates. Updates itself with the new position that it has. So basically what we did is we took a bunch of phones, because you can go out and you can buy GPS solutions for shuttle trackers. It was a lot of money. So pretty much what we did is we bought a bunch of Android phones. We have one right now, this one. We installed some software on it. It's called Instamapper. You can go to it, it's free to use. And basically it transmits the location using the phone's GPS every 10 seconds to one of our servers. And we just download that information and hook right into it. We drove around campus one day. I got a good little break, and I just drove around campus in the car, and it's just tracking you. Every 10 seconds, you can just see it move. So eventually, we're going to have all three shuttles, and they're going to have different colors and the different paths that are lit up on here. Again, sorry, unfortunately.
Maybe the phone fell off the...
The phone fell off.
Laying on the ground there.
Wood somewhere. The bear ate it. It's in the barricade right now. We have bears. And again, so now transit stops, we only have one transit stop, but what I was able to do, and which probably most states have, your state transit system makes data available in a standardized format. So I was just able to access that data and download it, and it's not the prettiest yet, because I'm not the designer, but it has our main shuttle route, and it has all of the stop times and the name of that route or the name of that bus. And of course, if there were more, it would display all the shuttle routes and when the times that they're going to be on campus and what stops they're going to be at. And that, again, was through publicly made available data that you could probably get to yourselves. And the last one was, dude, where's my car? Where's my car application? Let's actually see this got any better. I actually parked my car out in the, there we go. So I just parked my car, and it's a little off probably because we're inside, so the GPS location isn't great. But this is an example of one of the native built-in maps that it's using, so it's accessing that API, and it's putting up a native map. And there's my car right in the conference center, Louisiana right there. So maybe, I know we've all had those nights where we're on campus and you forget where your car is, so we've kind of thrown that in there. And if I go back to it, it just stores the location locally in the database on the phone. And if I go find my car, this is actually pulling that data from the database and displaying it. So I think that's it for my part of the presentation. I think it really shows some cool stuff you can do and what you can do with a little bit of time, some imagination, and really developing some of your custom apps and separating you from some of the other universities, some of their delivered applications. So I'm going to turn it over to Jon Wheat from the side.
I think that needs a round.